Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jess, and today I am reacting to Daechwita by Agust, also known as Suga of BTS. I reacted to the rest of the trilogy a while ago, and I have actually seen the Daechwita music video before. I just haven't read any English translations, so I don't know what the lyrics mean, and so I'm actually going to analyze it today as per quite a few people's request a few months ago. I'm currently going back through some of the requests I've gotten and getting to a few of the older ones to mix things up a bit. So since I've already seen the music video, I figured I would watch a lyric video to dissect the lyrics. Then I'm going to watch the group performance, which was recommended to me. It was the 2021 Suzu, I think it is, Suzu? Something like that. Either way, the link to the videos will be in the description below. I'll figure it out when I get to it as well. Let's just dive in to the lyric dissection. I am super excited. If any of you have watched my lyric video reactions to Suga in the past, I paused them a lot, so expect that. I just thought I'd give you the heads up because he raps fast. He's known for that, so my brain may not keep up. Let's get started. I haven't heard this song in quite a long time. I listened to it once, watched the music video, and was like, okay, that's sick, and then I left it alone. You know, I don't even know what Daechwita means.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe it's an instrument. So cool. My crown shining bright. On a private jet? One in a ditch but rise up a dragon. In the rice bin? I'd be a dog. I'm a tiger. Pill popper like you. So it's basically rising from the bottom to the top. Off with their heads. I remember he was on a throne in the music video. So cool. Aww. This is head-banging music. Ooh, okay. I blast off on their private jet. Okay. My time is worth more than gold, okay. Spit in your face. Whose face is he? Bang PD. Oh, we just name dropped Bang PD. For popping pills. You just got no skills! Okay, holy shit. Suga. It's not pausing. It paused. Oh, no. Now it's loading. What the hell? Okay, try again. Yeah, what's next? Here comes my reality check. There's nowhere higher. I only looked up and now I want to look down and put my feet on the ground. Okay. Off with their head. Remember my name. God, there's such slander. I love it. Yoongi seriously is a savage. so good. I remember this part getting stuck in my head, just going Daechwita, Daechwita, and not knowing anything else. Oh, that was so cool. Let me stop this recording. I'm very, very lost as to why it's doing this. The hell, why isn't it here? Currently actives will be shut down. No. Oh my god, this is a mess. Well, we're gonna go into the live performance and hope for the best. Let's go. Live performance of Daechwita. 8th muster 2021. Okay. All 7 BTS members. I don't know if they're... Oh no, there's just auto-generated captions. Let's go. We're not going to turn those on. Here he is on his throne. Oh, they even got a whole market happening. I wonder if, do they have an audience for this, or is it still COVID restrictions?
야, 종국아!
Guess I'll find out pretty quick. It sounds like an audience. Jimin! Oh, it's so cool hearing him rap. Oh! You can't even see it. Oh my god. Jin with the mustache and the goatee. Oh, they have virtual audience. He smacked JK! Hey! Jin, I can't take you seriously. Machete? Oh my god. Taeyong, that facial hair. RM. Ooh. Oh, sorry, V. You're dead. Let's go. Looks like RM has his butter hair. V. Oh my god.
제가 이번에 정국이 머리로 밖으로 내려칠 겁니다. 정국이가 안 깨질 것 같다고 깨지 말라고 했는데 한번 깨볼게요.
Him and Jin with the hair. The voice though. What the?
화이팅! 화이팅!
It's so aggressive. Yes, J-Hope. Yoongi's just chilling. Ooh. Yes, here he comes.
정국이 머리로 밖으로 내려칠 겁니다.
He also has a freaking knife. Jeez. Obviously, it's not real, but or if it's real, it's not sharpened. It's still. Ah, they're so cool. Yes, Suga.
여기 칼로 이제 태영이를 베는데 태영이가 자꾸 반대로 쏘지라고 리허설 때 그래서 그냥 태영이한테 맞춰줘야겠다고 생각을 하고.
They coming back? Oh, oh, they're not in the. They changed. Yeah.
뮤비 내용에서 좀 많이 가지고 왔는데 뭐랄까 팬미팅이다 보니까 즐길 수 있는 무대.
Yes. Don't tell me it's over. Oh, he's taken Suga's jacket for him. Oh, because they're going into another song. I get it. Now it's over. I'm so glad that I finally actually managed to react to Daechwita and get to know the meaning a bit better. I'm pretty sure I only graced the surface considering it was just the lyric video. I actually didn't have to pause it like I thought I would have had to. Only during the one part where Suga absolutely went insane and I had to read it. But basically, from my understanding, he was talking about I was poor and then I became the king. You call me a dog, I'm the tiger. I'm gonna basically behead all of you because screw you. You underestimated me. He was on a power trip going, look at me. I'm the king, I'm the boss. It was incredible. I loved seeing all of the other 6 members rapping and having Yoongi just chilling on the throne in the background, just watching him. So cool. Also that he came in at the end to close it off, but he let them have their fun. Truly, V and Jin with the facial hair. I want to know what thought process was, what made them think, you know what would look good? Fake beards and mustaches. Man, I just know that Yoongi was so proud of them. I can see why they'd give J-Hope the fast part. The 4 members of the vocal line, they killed it, but I think that's a bit of a stretch for them because I'm not a rapper, and while if I was taught I could probably get by, there's no way in hell. So commending J-Hope, gosh, I could talk about it for so long. It's so cool how they recreated the music video with the market and Jin hitting JK. So funny. It was like a little music video with the sets and everything and the costumes, and it was so sick. I really enjoyed that one. Hey guys, I'm back. It's a different day. You'll see this in the same video, but I sat down to edit my Daechwita reaction and completely forgot to react to the explained. I'm gonna be reacting to the Daechwita explained by a Korean. Let's jump into that one. So sick.
Suga has delivered another hard-hitting mixtape titled D2. The first Agust D album, released in 2016, focused on the tough times Suga faced when he was a teenager. Suga's at a very different place now. He's much older and he's much more successful. And this album focuses on the changes of his feelings after becoming one of music's biggest superstars. It's a very honest album, and my personal favorite off of this is the title track, Daechwita. It's an ultimate flex track slash warning slash reminder with tons of historical references, so let's take a look into it.
Yeah, historical references? I don't know. So cool.
Yeah.
To be honest, I could just watch this whole thing. Thank you for the English subtitles. This is great.
Daechwita is Korean traditional marching music that was played when kings or royalty were moving about or important guests would visit, as well as when army would be marching. There are two
Gotta pause this. That makes so much sense because he's playing the king, of course. I was wondering for the longest time what Daechwita is, so I'm already educated.
In this music video, a king Suga and a bottom class Suga. We can see that the king Suga is a tyrant. He has everyone kneeling down with the faces down in the ground. And he
100%.
beheads people who have complaints in this scene. You can see the Shinmungo here. People in the Joseon dynasty would hit this drum if they had something that they've been wronged. They'd hit this drum and the king or someone up in the hierarchy would come and sort out their problems. Except here, King Suga is killing the people who have such complaints and issues. But the bottom class,
so they ring the drum
with
and
the
he's
help
like,
of BTS
head
and
off.
army, represented by the 6 other men and a woman in the scene, starts a coup. He drives up a car with the men representing BTS and also a cute painting of Bang PD. By the way, this painting has its origins in a Jungkook drawing of Bang PD. It's pretty funny.
God.
The King Suga sees this and
I didn't know
gives
that
a
was
thumbs
Bang
down
PD.
and captures the bottom class Suga.
Hold on, gotta pause again. Because that's what J-Hope was holding in the live performance, but I had no idea. That's so sick.
King Suga wants to kill him and does this graceful sword dance, which apparently Suga learned in 2 days. Meanwhile, bottom class Suga, blindfolded and tied down, starts headbanging, singing Daechwita.
Everybody else is banging their heads too. Oh my god.
Remember how I told you that Daechwita was played when kings were about, or when the army would be marching? The bottom class Suga singing this is an announcement that he is actually the real king. He feels like he's the king. The people under the king, the very ones that were kneeling to him in the beginning, are now joining Suga, headbanging with him. This Daechwita is also for them. These kneeling people are armies marching together with the bottom class Suga. At the end, the executioner who was supposed to take down the bottom class Suga actually frees him and gives him a gun. Bottom class Suga grabs this and shoots the king. I think the MV and the song is a metaphor for BTS and ARMY taking down the existing system and the ruling forces of the industry. The King Suga represents the system, the existing system, the few powerful companies that had control over the industry before BTS came to the scene. Bottom class Suga is Suga himself in a small company with basically nothing, as if he was born into a bottom class, and winning the people over, eventually taking down the king with BTS and armies. I think Suga picked the perfect motif to convey his message. And if you look at the historical references, you'll be more amazed at how clever this all is.
Oh, I don't blame him. He is clever. Sorry, but don't worry, I got lots to lose. Rice chest.
Well, this single verse has a lot to unpack, but let's just start with this line. The Joseon dynasty, which is most likely where the song is set in, had a strict class system where there was a heavy discrimination based on which class you were born into. Slaves were not even considered human. They would be traded in cases their owners didn't have enough money, and they were thought of more as just things. Think about the mistreatment that BTS received earlier on in their careers. They faced heavy discrimination due to them being from a small company, and they were mistreated. So it's easy to understand why Suga called himself a slave here. Slaves in Joseon were almost completely blocked off from advancing to higher classes, so for a slave to become a king is basically impossible. But Suga's saying he made it happen.
Yes, he did.
The following line is a reference to Kwanghae-gun, the king of Joseon dynasty in the 17th century. He developed paranoia while in power and notoriously became violent and reckless. Hence the line, "Berserk Tiger, Kwanghae Flow." But I think there are more reasons Suga referenced Kwanghae in the lyrics, especially if you consider what his life was like. Kwanghae-gun had a very roller coaster of a life. Originally, he was a war hero, defending Joseon against the Japanese invasion of 1592, one of the biggest wars in Korean history. His father, who was then king, had fled when the war broke out, and the 18-year-old Prince Kwanghae led Joseon troops in the battlefield. Rarely at this time did kings or to-be kings go out into the battlefield themselves. So Kwanghae, fighting with the people, won their hearts over, and there were movements to throne him as the king instead of his father. The father felt threatened by this, so he made a lot of political efforts to stop Kwanghae from gaining influence. Eventually, Kwanghae became stuck between two large political powers, and this struggle eventually made Kwanghae go paranoid and become violent and reckless. Ultimately, he was dethroned after a coup. I think Suga somewhat relates to Kwanghae, as he himself had been through a tough adolescence, having to go out into the battlefield at an early age, just like Kwanghae did. He was an idol with no money, from a small company stuck in an industry dominated by big corporations. When Suga started winning battles and gaining power, he must felt a lot of efforts from the existing big powers to keep him away from the throne, like what Kwanghae experienced from his father when the people wanted him to become the king. Suga mentions putting his past in the rice chest. For many Koreans, the word Twiju, or rice chest, is strongly connected to the tragic story of Sadoseja, which involves him dying in a rice chest. Sadoseja was the son of then King Yeongjo, and his father was extremely harsh on him, humiliating him and scolding him in front of others at a very early age. This became so severe that Sadoseja attempted to commit suicide a few times, but even then, he was treated terribly. He developed what modern doctors diagnose as bipolar disorder and began acting very violently. Eventually, the king ended up hating Sadoseja so much that he ordered Sadoseja to go into a rice chest. Sadoseja went in, and he was stuck inside for 8 days and eventually starved to death. Sadoseja had a troubled life, filled with being humiliated and mistreated, and mental health issues just not being understood. Suga has been pretty open about his mental health issues he had when he was growing up, and I think he relates to Sadoseja. He sees himself in him. He says he's putting his past in the rice chest. It's a declaration that he's putting the old troubled Yoongi, the Sadoseja Yoongi, behind and looking at what's ahead of him.
His time is money, my time is worth more than that. Dang, PD keeps dancing. Crimea River, you just got no
focuses more on how he's now on the throne and he's better than everybody else. Suga directly name drops Bang PD and also takes a shot at other artists who do drugs thinking that they write better music while they're high. I won't name any names here, but I'm sure you can think of an artist or a few artists for that matter that will be at the butt end of this. Some in bigger companies, in fact.
Think of Western artists.
Aside, this line is also a glimpse into Bang PD's relationship with BTS. In a typical company, it'd be extremely difficult to even mention the name of your boss this openly without putting the honorifics Nim, especially considering how much a veteran and how much older Bang PD is compared to BTS. However, Suga name drops Bang PD as if he was his friend. We can sense that there is a very close bond and assume that Bang PD is very democratic with BTS. The fact that Suga's talking of Bang PD so casually is a flex of its own to others, as it's a sign that BTS has become so big and valuable to the company that he's at level with Bang PD.
My favorite part.
Now this is an interesting bit. Here Suga uses the Korean word hyunta. Hyunta is an interesting Korean slang that is used all around the internet. Directly translated as wise man's time, it is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated. Yes, ejaculated. And you feel no more sexual urges. And you have a moment of clarity in your brain. You feel still,
That's not what I expected.
And sometimes disappointed that the short moment of satisfaction was all you got and you worked so hard for it. This slang originated from Japan, but it has become a staple in Korean everyday language, and it is widely used in everyday life outside of sexual situations. Usually in situations when you finally got what you dearly wanted and you wonder, that was it? Suga's saying he's feeling extreme hyunta because he has it all. He has money, he has clothes, he has everything he ever wanted. And there's nothing no one above him. While this could be considered a small cry for help, I think within the context of this song, it's more of a hard flex. He's saying, others can only dream of what I have, but now I got everything and I feel bored and disappointed. But you won't know how I feel because you never had any of this.
That's true. I love how they keep showing this scene. It is sick.
BTS has been on the top for the past few years, absolutely dominating, with a level of popularity that has
such a
never
good
been
picture.
seen in K-pop before.
BTS Army.
They're so dominant that it's sometimes easy to forget that they too had humble beginnings. In fact, more humble than most top artists out now today. They had to fight their way through discrimination, mistreatment, and humiliation. Daechwita is a reminder that this was where they started, and they took that system down. And it's also a warning that they had the resilience and the force to go through all of this, to go from slave to king.
So cool.
If you all estimate more videos like this, supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV helps us a lot. These explain videos get copyright claimed, thus we make no money off of them.
First off, that was so educational. Thank you for the people who recommended it to me on the comments of my amygdala video absolute months ago. I almost didn't remember, but I remembered, so there you are. Suga's a genius, especially with those historical figures. It sounds like he literally took his history class and then utilized those figures as a metaphor for himself. It's very interesting to hear the evolution of Suga and BTS through this kind of lens, because when I watched the music video, and then I even earlier in this video, before I add this in, it's like, it's so big-brained that unless it's explained to you, you don't know. And I got the interpretation that he's like, yeah, okay, I was a slave, now I'm a king. As I started from the bottom, now I'm at the top. That's the very gist of it. But you don't understand those historical references unless you grew up in Korea, had that Korean education through the school system, got to know the historical figures, the customs, the slang words. It's impressive. Literally, like I said, he took a textbook and he's like, I'm gonna relate this to myself. So cool. Anyway, I'm so glad I remembered to do this, and back to past me. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. I now can say I can understand all three of the trilogy. Finally, it's been a long time coming. It's been a few years since I've seen or listened to Daechwita, literally only once, and watched the music video once, and it left an impact, but I just was like, that's sick and aggressive. But now I know the lyrics are just as aggressive. All right, if you like my reactions, please hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I post new BTS and TXT content. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!